Chris Knobloch looked at him and said, yeah, that's far enough. Oilers win the draw, and back to the bench goes Ingram. Wallman winds it around as Lacombe swats it ahead. Kept at the point by Bouchard. Off the half wall. Back to the line, it's Wallman. Looks for Draisaitl, broken up by the stick of Kreider. Bouchard with a one-timer that's blocked. Poked ahead, but not out of the zone. McDavid tries to whip it back. That's blocked. And again, the Ducks bounce it to the point. Kreider gets it out. Here's Leo Carlsson. Score!
Chris Kreider, John, makes a couple of plays, knocking pucks out of midair. We've talked about his ability to tip pucks. He creates a little bit of havoc. The Ducks get the turnover they're looking for, and who better than Leo Carlsson to get that puck in the neutral zone, and the lead is 3.
And for the second time tonight, the Ducks are up 3. Just 2:34 left in Game 6.
Little touch there created a problem for Wallman. Kreider makes sure he stays on side, and Leo buries it.
And the party continues at Honda Center as it's swatted away by McDavid, and now Wallman back to get it as the crowd erupts with the announcement that there's 1 minute to play in the third period. McDavid lofts it in. Mitnikov moves it for John Carlson. And up the boards, Cutter Gauthier chips it ahead. It's out. Paling after it, but he's beaten to the puck. Now it comes loose. Paling at center. Sent it wide of the empty net. And only 35 seconds left. For the first time in 9 years, the Anaheim Ducks are going to advance in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Dostal can't stop that one. And McTavish chips it to center. Podkolzin with it, and only 20 seconds left for the Edmonton Oilers.
John, you think about this Oiler team. They're a cup favorite entering the start of the regular season. Connor McDavid signed an extension, a 2-year extension, because he thought he'd have another shot at the cup in this group. But the Ducks, man, have they been good in this series.
Saves their best game for last as they defeat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 6 tonight at Honda Center by a final score of 5-2, and they win the Stanley Cup first round series over the Edmonton Oilers 4-2.
They're young, they are hungry, and boy, did they ever step their game up at just the right time.
Goes a perfect 3-0 in the series at home. And Joel Quenneville, the second winningest coach in Stanley Cup playoff history, has his team on to the second round.
John, I think it's appropriate. Troy Terry is leading the pack to shake hands. The longest tenured Duck. The first time in his career he gets to play in the playoffs. He played a real good series.
A goal and an assist tonight for Terry. Of course, the captain, Radko Gudas, has been out since Game 1 with a lower body injury. So Terry wearing a letter, the de facto captain, if you will. And he and the Ducks are on to the second round. They'll get the winner of the Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. That series sits at 3-2 Vegas with Game 6 tomorrow night in Salt Lake City.
And Anaheim's hoping to go 7.
Yes, they are.
They don't care who wins. They just hope it goes 7. One of the great traditions, of course, in playoff hockey is the shaking of hands when the game is over.
And as if they didn't know, the lesson for Anaheim here, with the win tonight, they're now 23-2-1 when allowing 2 goals or less in a hockey game.
This was their best defensive game of the series. This was the best goaltended game of the series. They didn't take a penalty tonight. This was their most disciplined game of the series as well.
And you think about that, Brian, the message from Joe Quenneville and his coaching staff was, we cannot take penalties against this Edmonton team that had the #1 power play in the regular season. Edmonton didn't take that many penalties, but it was the Anaheim power play that made them pay. And the postscript on this series might be exactly that. Anaheim won because of their power play.
Well, their power play has so much confidence right now. They win puck battles, they retrieve pucks, they just spend a lot more time in the offensive zone and given a little bit of extra time for the skill to take over.
The party continues at Honda Center. Standing room only, nearly 17,000 in attendance tonight, and nobody's going anywhere because their Ducks are going to the second round.
A great moment for this franchise. I go back to the offseason, John, when owner Henry Samueli said his expectation was that this team would be a playoff team this year. And they keep on going.